This is the Notorious Ren, and I say what I feel, and y'all feel what I say. Now, I know normally, under normal circumstances, I like to do different types of videos, videos with a little color commentary in the background, a little comedic relief to it. But today, and I do prison stories as well. But today, I don't think we're going to be going down that road. Today, we're going to be discussing a crash that happened about almost a week ago over in South Central Los Angeles in the Windsor Hills area, where six people unfortunately lost their lives. And the information is still coming in as to what actually led up to the fatal accident. And we do know what we do know is we know that the driver of the suspect vehicle, she goes by the name of Nicole Lorraine Linton, and she's a traveling nurse from Texas somewhere, I believe. I want to say maybe Houston, but she was residing in L.A. She was working in L.A. and it's a real terrible situation. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm getting to the article first so we can break this thing down and find out exactly what happened. And I'm going to give my response to what I think and where I see this thing going at. So it says Los Angeles. The driver suspected of causing a fiery crash that killed 5 people, including a pregnant woman. I think they're saying 5 people because now they're adding the baby that was in her stomach too. Was charged Monday with murder. Nicole Lorraine Linton was charged with 6 counts of murder and 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence, according to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. 1 murder charge was filed for the pregnant woman's unborn child. Okay, so there that goes there. She could face 90 years to life in prison if convicted of all charges. Linton, a 37-year-old traveling nurse from Houston, Texas, made her first court appearance Monday after being released from the hospital over the weekend. Linton, who appeared in a wheelchair, didn't enter a plea, and her arraignment was continued to October. She was ordered held without bail pending a bail hearing next week. Prosecutors said Linton's Mercedes-Benz was doing 90 miles per hour last Thursday when it ran a red light and smashed into cars at a crowded intersection in unincorporated Windsor Hills, about 10 miles southwest of downtown Los Angeles. Several victims were thrown from their cars and several vehicles caught fire. The crash killed 23-year-old Asheray Ryan, her 11-month-old son Alonzo Quintero, and her boyfriend, Reynold Lester. Lester's family told KABC-TV that the 24-year-old security guard was the father of Ryan's 8.5-month-old unborn child. The family has said Ryan was on the way to the doctor's appointment for the paternal checkup when she was killed. 1 murder charge, but not an additional charge of vehicular manslaughter, was filed for the fetus, who was identified by the coroner's office as Armani Lester and listed as born on the same day he died. Sad. A young family was destroyed in the blink of an eye, the district attorney George Gasson said at a news conference. 2 other women were also killed, but their names weren't made public as of Monday. While the wreckage of this fiery crash at this intersection was removed and traffic eventually resumed, there is a catastrophic damage to the families and friends of those killed and injured, Gasson said. It is not only a tremendous loss to the families, but our entire community who learned of this incredible tragedy or who have watched now viral video of the collision. In court, Linton's lawyer said his client has an out-of-state history, profound mental health issues that might be linked to the crash, but didn't specify. Authorities said they haven't found any evidence that Linton was under the influence of alcohol, but prosecutors did say she had at least 13 previous crashes, including a 2020 injury accident that totaled 2 cars, and she knew the threat posed by her driving behavior. I just want to say condolences to the families of all the 6 people that were lost, and that family that was just like ripped apart by a terrible decision by a woman who, if you listen to some of the accounts from people, that she may have been having a situation with her boyfriend where she was being cheated on, or something like that, and she tried to end her life. They've ruled out alcohol. Alcohol wasn't a factor here. So that leaves us with two things. It leaves us with three things possibly, and I'll go over all three. A, she had the situation with her boyfriend, and she got suicidal for a minute and chose the wrong way to go about trying to end her life. Do not, I repeat, suicide is not okay. I'm not advocating suicide. But I will advocate that if you want to harm yourself, don't harm others in the process. That's a situation between you and God, and you have to get that right, when it's time for you to answer. So don't go and put other people in harm's way when you're trying to end your own life. And if that was the case, like, I would just say to her sister, like, it's not worth it. The days get better. No man is worth you killing yourself. No partner, one man, woman, whatever, is worth you taking yourself out because you're not together no more. It's 8 billion people on this earth. You trust me, you'll get over it and you'll be fine. And she's not a bad looking lady. I can imagine that she would have a problem, actually getting a guy to, wanting to, be with her. And she was a nurse. She was an RN, as you can see. So it just, that right there, I just hope that's not the case. And then, the second case could be that her mental health state could have had her suicidal. She could have been prescribed some meds from a doctor and may have been off her rocker at the time of the accident. And she could have not been taking her pills or whatever, or the pills might just not have been working at the time. Or the pills could have had a deadly side effect, a side effect that made her hallucinate or whatever. You just don't know at this point. At this point, nobody knows what it could have been. I don't want to believe that this person is that evil, because when I looked at her Facebook page and I looked at her posts, she doesn't seem like that type of person. She seems like she's happy and enjoying her life. So to me, it had to be something, a breakdown, a rapid breakdown that did this. And if it is the mental health thing, I just hope that they can get her as much help as she needs, and not put her back behind the wheel of a car ever again. I don't think she deserves to drive. She's had 13 previous crashes. 13. I've probably been in about. I'm an older man, and I've been in about. I'm older than her. Let's put it that way. I've been in about like 6 crashes in my life. So to have 13 crashes, and never been to prison. She never been to prison. I mean, she just been out here just living her life, and it's like no. And the last thing I want to say that could be at play here, which we don't know the answer to, is, did the car malfunction? Did the Mercedes-Benz malfunction? Because we do have a history of stories where people's cars just malfunction sometimes. The pedal can get stuck. The accelerator can go haywire, and you might not be able to stop the vehicle. And, she's not a professional driver, so that could be a possibility here. We won't know until they, Mercedes-Benz the newer ones have the computer inside them. So they'll be able to assess exactly what was going on with the foot controls and everything else by the time trial comes around. But that's not rule out the fact that this could be a malfunction of some sort with the car. But this woman is facing 90 years in prison. This woman is never, if convicted of these crimes of murder 5 or 6 times, she's never getting out again. She'll die in jail. She will die in jail because she made a terrible decision. Or maybe she didn't make a terrible decision. What I'm saying is, I feel for the families. I feel for that little guy, 13-month-old Alonzo, and his mother Asheray and Reynolds. I feel for them, and I feel for the other lives lost whose names haven't been released yet. I feel for them because I drive every day. I got to go to work, and I got to go make moves, and I'm driving around. And I remember I had a situation where I'm in South Florida. I was coming down Broward Boulevard on Northwest 27th, that intersection, Broward and Northwest 27th, where the Wawa and the Checkers is. The Wawa wasn't even open yet. and I was in my Jeep Cherokee, and the cops was behind him, and he was in a stolen car, and he ran the light and knocked the engine out of my truck, almost killed me. The cops told me if I was driving 2 miles an hour faster, I would have been dead on impact, and I had a seatbelt on. 2:45 in the morning. I wasn't drinking or nothing. I had just went out. I was on my way home, and boom, just like that, it happened so fast. I seen him coming because he was probably only doing about 40, 50 when he hit me. So I can only imagine she's doing 90. She's doing twice the. They got hit by twice the speed of what I got hit by, and it knocked me unconscious for a second. But I was able to regain consciousness as the cops was bust the window out of my car and cut the seatbelt to pull me out, to get me out of there. Because, thank God my vehicle didn't catch fire. Because like I said, my engine caught fire. I mean, my engine was knocked from my vehicle. And I'll post some pictures of my accident so y'all can see what I'm saying as I'm talking about this. So I've been through it. I've been a victim of a situation like this where I could have lost my life. And that's why I think this situation hits me the way it hits me. We don't know what's going on. She is being held in the county prison right now on bail, $9 million bail. That's the update. I hope she gets the help she needs or she gets punished as needed. I pray for the families of all of those lost. I would say make dua for all the families that lost somebody in this event, in this tragedy. And I know I like to come on here and have fun and talk my stuff, but today's not the day for that. I'm gonna follow this story, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated and posted on this story, and we'll see where it goes from here. Yeah, this is the Notorious Ren, and I say what I feel, and y'all feel what I say. I want y'all to be blessed, man. Be loved. Hug your peoples. Tell your loved ones you love them every time they walk out the door, because as we can see here is an example that there is no guarantee that person is coming back through the door once they leave. Condolences to the families of everybody who was lost in this tragic event. And, let's think about these babies. Think about all the victims, but these 2 babies who never going to have a chance to be what they wanted to be. And the mother and the father who's never going to have a chance to grow old and see what their kids would be and their grandkids would be. Hug your peoples, man. Love your peoples. Man, petty differences, put them to the side, man, because you really never know. This is the Notorious Ren. I say what I feel, and y'all feel what I say. I'm out.